Good morning, everybody. So, it's juicing time again. Oh. Good morning, I'm Matthew. And I've always wanted to say, I'm George and we're all George. But, I can't say that. That's a guy that I watch on crypto. Amazing guy. Let's see. You know, he has a YouTube channel. Alright. So let's see, first we're going to be juicing is this. I'll probably make some tomato juice here in a little bit. Welcome to my channel. Plant-based chit chat. Darlene will probably make a debut in here in a little bit. Our goal is to give you insight in how you can live healthier and break out of the brainwashing that you've had ever since you were very, very small. At least most of you. If you give any credence to the food pyramid, it's time to unlearn and relearn. If you have family relatives that have died from cancer, heart disease, if they still go to a doctor all the time, unless it's like an emergency, like a 911 ER visit, then it's definitely time to unlearn and relearn so that you can avoid having to fight with those diseases that are the #1 killers in the United States. So cantaloupe, what is cantaloupe? Cantaloupe is a superfood. Now cantaloupe is a fruit. You can eat it whole, you know, with all the fiber. Definitely want to look it up to see why it's a superfood. Definitely do so if you'd like. Your cantaloupes that you get in the grocery store is going to be a lot smaller. So I highly suggest you find someone, a farmer. I go to Amish people that are located not too far away. And last week I got 12 huge cantaloupes, which I juiced 2 or 3 a day. This week I went back up and they were actually bigger. So I only got 7, of which I gave 1 to my dad. So I'll probably be drinking more carrot juice this week. This much juice is going to supplement 2 individuals, you know, because we got the cantaloupes and then we've got the carrot juice. The carrot juice we mix. The carrot juice you're going to do about 2.5 pounds with a thing of celery, and I would suggest 4 or 5 apples. That's going to make you about 4.5 pints. This cantaloupe right here, we're probably looking at, I don't know, 6 or 7 pints, which is a lot. If you take a look here, this cantaloupe, you know, a lot of times when you buy it in the grocery store, it's going to be green around the sides. So it's like a complete waste. With this one right here, you can almost take a razor blade and peel it off. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to cut it in half a few times here. So we're going to do it once. All right. Now we're going to cut both of these. This knife that I got, it's become one of my favorites. And I think a knife, when you use it every day, becomes one of your best friends, in a way. But it keeps you on task. You get used to preparing your food instead of just reaching in and grabbing some sausage biscuit. Hopefully you're not using sausage biscuits. Hopefully you're not eating any type of processed. Just on a side note, if you're not already aware, processed meat, according to the World Health Organization, is a type 1 carcinogen. So you might as well be smoking. Same thing. And if you don't believe it, please look it up. is you're going to find out there are people in high places that do not want you to know that, because there's a big amount of their profits that come out of you continuing to eat it. Now that sausage biscuit might be with a glass of milk. I'm hitting on a few things here, but that glass of milk causes osteoporosis. You've been lied to, the society, not you, but society's been lied to so much over and over and over again that soon we believe the lies even if we're told the truth. There have been some very evil cultures that have done that to their people to dumb them down. The culture that I'm in has done that. Now, mind you, everything that I'm saying, look it up. This is not health advice. Obviously, it's not financial advice, but actually, it kind of is financial advice, but it's not. Because what I'm saying is, don't do anything that I'm telling you to do. Don't believe anything that I'm saying. Research it. Find out for yourself. Because you're not going to hold me liable. But I'm telling you 100% my truth. So, yeah, milk is horrible. Processed milk is a lot worse. I know some people, I know quite a few couples that own different farms, and they will drink the milk. They're not the healthiest people, but they're not going to drink it once it's been pasteurized. No. It's like drinking, in my opinion, poison. So yeah, if you have your sausage biscuit, you already know that's a type 1 carcinogen, but look it up. That bun's got gluten, and that gluten is going to cause inflammation. Everyone should be gluten, and everyone is gluten intolerant. You should be eating gluten free. And we've been brainwashed to think that some people can eat gluten because their reactions just aren't as bad. And now the key thing is that they're not as bad as somebody that's labeled as gluten intolerant. So, okay, as you see, I'm cutting up the cantaloupe here. And, okay. Slice and put in there. Sorry about the angle on the camera. Not the best, I know. I need my other ball. These are big pieces. This is a lot of cantaloupe. Again, if you want to, especially if you're used to eating a standard American diet, you have this feeling in yourself that for some reason your body, your whole body's been hijacked, but you feel like your stomach has to pooch out for you to feel full. And that's not what full is. Once you've juiced for a while, you'll find that drinking 3 juices a day is going to make you full. You're also going to find that drinking water before you juice and when you juice is going to definitely make you feel really, really good. Darlene, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Darlene's got to get the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. No, that's not going to work.
That's
okay, yeah, if you want to... What are you trying to get, man?
I'm trying to get the rest of that cantaloupe juice.
Oh, you were able to get it. Okay. I needed that thing anyway. Yay. I was just talking about gluten.
Gluten?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I really actually got on the gluten because...
Oh, me?
Because of you, yeah. Darlene, she had something going on with her thyroid for many years, and they told her to eat gluten-free. And she said that she was tired of going to the doctor, getting different meds for it. And doctors kept coming back with blood work. And then you just decided to go on a plant-based diet, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And from plant-based diet, raw plant-based diet, right? Were you juicing at the time or no?
No.
Okay. So eating a raw plant-based diet, what were you primarily eating then? You weren't eating salads though, were you?
I eat some lettuce and some corn with some grapes and
Lettuce, corn, grapes.
walnuts.
Now you were doing overnight oatmeals too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were doing a lot of those, I think. You actually, I remember buying you a lot of strawberries, and you ate frozen blueberries. Powerhouse, anything you really.
Well, I think
wait.
raspberries.
You're putting a lot of things into your overnight oatmeal.
No.
No, really. No, with your overnight oatmeal, you were doing almond milk. That was really good. You'll have to make an overnight oatmeal for him sometime. Well, if you want to. Yeah. That overnight oatmeal was great. Yesterday, Darlene made me.
We split an overnight oatmeal and loaded it with on fruit.
Yeah, we split an overnight oatmeal. Now, mind you, the reason why we split it, just to get more fruit on top. And less oatmeal. Because fruit's healthier.
Fruits and berries, yeah.
Fruits and berries, yeah. There's blueberries, strawberries.
Raspberries.
Oh, raspberries? Yeah, no, yeah. Raspberries. There's bananas.
Uh-huh.
You know that. You know, one thing that we could put on there was honey. Organic honey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and share something with them, huh?
It had the Amish maple syrup in there.
We just came off of a 30-day juice fast, which was absolutely amazing. We both dropped about 15, 20 pounds. This right here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's pure honey. It's a gallon of honey for $50. Crazy insane. I'm not showing it to you because of the cost of it. I'm showing it because of the quantity. And I'm showing it to you because, you know, I've broken away from sugar. We eat honey. Honey is so healthy for you. If you get the organic, don't go to the grocery store. We currently get ours from the Amish. At the moment, we have 3 gallons, actually 3.5 gallons of honey. And it's because we've made health number one above. I mean, you know, because you have to prioritize what's important to you in life. I mean, obviously money is important. Money is going to be one of the tip top. But if you're not healthy, you can't enjoy the money you've got. So, make sure you get healthy. Now, being this is the first video, this is probably not going to be that great. And, but I hope you get something out of it. That's for sure. Hope you come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll do another juice. Tomorrow actually I'm really wanting to get into the carrot. Today I'll actually be doing. I'll just be drinking cantaloupe juice. I've got lots of watermelon. I've got great. I just spilled some. I'm gonna be doing that. I've got bananas. I'm gonna be eating. And I might actually make some tomato juice. Alright. We're almost ready to. Darlene, where did you put the pitcher? Huh? Oh, you washed it? Oh, thanks. Wow. Alright. Okay, these jars right here are amazing. Plastic jar lids. These are just, this is a pint and a half. It's a candy jar. These pint and a halves are absolutely phenomenal. They're tall, they're slender, and I really enjoy them. They remind me the most of a glass. This right here, it's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it works. I just need to get some more of the plant in the house. Okay, this is going to get pretty loud. You might want to turn down your TV if you're watching this on TV or whatever the case may be. So you know, just kind of like a little shout out. I'm just going to throw this out there. We were reading a book which really inspired us. I've been plant-based on and off again, and I'm very much on plant-based, and I'm going to stay on for health reasons and just because I feel so great. But there's a book you really need to check out by George Malcolm. And what's the name of that book? Do you know?
The Hallelujah Diet.
Oh, okay, that's just it. It's called The Hallelujah Diet. Absolutely amazing book. The reason why I say that, he goes into so many different things. He gives some good examples. I think the big thing, I mean, he goes over some things that knowledge I've acquired over the past decade. You know, even with distilled water, let me grab, here's one. This is the only thing we cook with, the only thing we drink, distilled water. Now mind you, this isn't the best one. It's in plastic. You can cut it apart as much as you want to. But if you can get a distiller and have a couple of them in your house, because what you're doing is you're drinking minerals, you're drinking the fluoride. The fluoride's dumbing you down. Look it up. And not good, folks. Not good. Okay, so let's see here. You go ahead and start juicing. So I do want to mention something. When you're doing cantaloupe juice, you can use this, but I never use this till the very end, and let me tell you why. So when you're juicing it, you can go ahead and put this in there because it's not like a carrot. You're not going to jack up the motor. Okay, so I turn it. This one has 2 speeds. There's a high and a low. It's going on high. Before I get started, I want you to see that when I'm stuffing this into the juicer, I'm just using my hands. So it makes it quick, it makes it fast, and at the very end I'm going to use this. Cantaloupe is probably one of the easiest things that you can juice. With a carrot, you're going to have to feed it really slowly. And then with the celery, you want to feed it in a certain way. Every one of them is different. You don't want to really use a cold one. You want to use a juicer like this. So here we go. Push it down like that. What you're doing, you're making food for the rest of the day. You're an energy. That's superfood. That's super great. You see how fast that's coming out? Almost all of the juice. Incredibly fast. Takes no time. After you cut it up. Okay. So the next question is, well, let me show you something. Okay, so we just used one melon, that's it. One cantaloupe. Do you see how much juice that made? We're talking about a superfood here. You say that you can't afford the juice, and I'm going to say to you, $4 just filled all of this. Now, it's a superfood, folks. Superfood. This, with a gallon of water. Should you drink other juices? Sure, but let's keep this right here, usually to fill something of this size. This one here is about, it's a little over 3 liters. I think it's 4 liters. So to fill this right here, one of these and one of these is actually going to be enough juice for a whole day. Because you should drink one for breakfast, lunch, and supper. You can eat any other raw fruits that you want to eat. The idea of this is you want to get it directly to your bloodstream. The body's not having to process down the fiber. They would usually have to process for you to be able, for your body to be able to absorb it. And it goes in the bloodstream. It's going to get rid of all of the toxins. It's going to take a while to do this, but once it gets rid of all the toxins, you're going to feel absolutely amazing. But while it's in the process, you're going to feel really bad because you're revisiting every bad decision that you've made with your eating habits. You got to drink distilled water. I tell everybody to drink 1 gallon of distilled water a day because you should be. Now, when it comes to the other things, tomorrow I'm going to be making, I already mentioned this to you, but we're going to be making some carrot juice. We're going to put some celery in there. We're going to do probably 4 or 5 apples. The healthiest apple is going to be the Granny Smith apple. We're not going to do Granny Smith. We're probably going to do Red Delicious, just because I like the taste of Red Delicious, but I like Granny Smith too. Okay, so, and it's just because it's what I want to do. And there's no right or wrong decision. I mean, an apple's an apple, but not really. But it is, but it's not. When it comes to your apples, you're going to find some stores are going to charge 99 cents a pound every day. You're going to find places like I've got a grocery store near me that's Kroger's. Sometimes they'll have apples for 99 cents a pound, and all of them are. And if you can get your Granny Smiths for 99 cents a pound, you need to buy up. Matter of fact, with apples, they store really well in the refrigerator for, oh, good golly, 3 weeks. Actually, they'll store not being in the fridge. The one thing that you have to put in the fridge for sure is when you buy peaches. Because peaches will go bad. Well, I gotta tell you, you get 11 normal-sized peaches, and they're gonna fill this. And talk about taste like candy. Oh man, Darlene, you love peaches, don't you?
Yes.
She loves peaches. Right now, she's taking a nap. She's taking a nap with our dog Marley. Brett's playing on the floor. I think he's hanging out. We took a nice long walk this morning, and we might take you on the walk with us tomorrow. Because I gotta tell you, it is so important to be in nature. It's more important to be in nature. People talk about it. They say, I'm gonna go on a walk tomorrow. What they really need to do is they need to go on a walk every day, because there's so much positive energy when you're outside. The positive energy, just everything about nature. Nature is nurture. It's gonna heal you. When you're eating healthy, when you're getting all of those juices in your body, those healing juices, it's just going to heal your body. I'm a big believer in the ideal diet is Genesis 1:29. Genesis 1:29 says that He gives us every herb on the face of the earth. He gives us every seed of every fruit of every tree. And that's the ideal diet. People are going to argue that point. They can argue all they want. They're always going to lose with me. And the reason why is, you can talk about Noah. You can talk about Genesis 9:3. That's after the flood. My friends, that's after the flood. So you're talking about a time where there was a big transition, and also the age of human beings plummeted. Why? Because our bodies are designed alkaline. We're not acidic. If you a canine's body, well not a canine, but an animal eater, is designed so that it can handle that. You look at the length of our intestines. I'm not telling you anything new. It's not debatable. We ideally do not digest meat, and we definitely don't digest dairy. I touched on milk earlier, but you got milk, which has casein, which is a cancer causer. You've got it causes osteoporosis. You've got dairy. Oh my gosh, dairy is the #1 killer, and you got 5 times the amount of casein in dairy, and you've got the salt. Oh my gosh, you're talking about heart disease. You're talking about high blood pressure. You're talking about type 2 diabetes. You're talking about on a juicing diet, on something where you're drinking enough water like you should be. You're talking about on a raw diet, raw plant-based. On that type of diet right there, it's going to reverse. Now, mind you, I'm not, this is not health. This is not me telling you to do anything. You have to do your own research. This is not advice. I'm not telling you to do this because there's liability involved. But I will tell you this, from what I understand, and I've seen it, about 99.9% of people that go on to a raw plant-based juicing, and they get rid of all meat and all dairy. They get rid of all gluten. All of a sudden, all the pain. You have arthritis. You want to get rid of your arthritis? Get rid of your arthritis. It's a choice, but you haven't been told that. The doctors, if you're going to a doctor that's a quack, that's giving you medication to get rid of the arthritis, they haven't said, hey, you can get rid of arthritis with your diet. They're a quack. You go to a doctor that's extremely overweight. You go to a doctor that's overweight. You go to a doctor that's not healthy. You go to a doctor that's not talking to you about ways to heal your body. If you go to a doctor, they say, hey, you're going to be on high blood pressure medicine the rest of your life, they're a quack. If you go to somebody that's a type 2 if they're giving you type 2 diabetes medicine and they say you're going to be on it the rest of your life and they're not telling you how to heal your body. See, when I think of a doctor, I think of a doctor that heals you, not one that just treats you with drugs so that they can pay for all of their bills and their lavish living. When you find somebody that actually wants to heal you and give you real information, then that's a doctor, but you don't need a doctor. What you need is real truth. And real truth isn't found usually in science ever. We are given inspiration and direction, but if you just keep things simple, you have to unlearn and relearn. Why distilled water? They don't put distilled water in small bottles. There's reasons for it, and you can figure out what you think those reasons are. But when you take a look and see what the healthiest water is, again, take the information that I've said. You don't have to take it seriously. You can slough it off, and most people do. So there are only a very few people that are going to be drug-free. They're going to feel awesome. That if you're drug-free and you're feeling good, awesome. The stats aren't there though, and the average 40-year-old is on 4 drugs. 4. And the life expectancy is going down. So, question everything that you're told. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I can have Darlene help me do some of the juicing, if she'd like to. Might come back tonight. Might. In the evening time, I don't think I have enough energy. But when you're on a real healthy diet, usually what happens is that you're really energetic in the morning, and your thoughts are going freely, and at night you crash. So it's kind of the way we're designed as by our Creator, that you be up, full energy, totally regenerated. You're not gonna. Yeah. So anyway, all right. That's about it. I'm gonna clean this up. Very little cleanup involved here. Very little. Just have to wipe that off. Got these. And yeah, if I decide to come back and do some tomato, I usually put tomato with jalapeno in there. I will check y'all out later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little while.